Start the editor. Go to the downloaded folder, find the EDRC use case to manufacture project file and drop it on the project panel. Wait till the project data sources are loaded. The project contains PCA reference data library copy, special extension of reference data library which contains classes and relationships required to make models for our use case data, set of templates, some of which we will use to model our relationships in the request for quotation file and its reply. Amazon catalog, this is the file representing the catalog of manufacturer from which we will really select the models in reply to request for the quotation. And pattern set. There are patterns which describe particular properties for each of the properties recorded in the request of quotation and in the reply prepared by the manufacturer. And overall big pattern model which describes the structure of the table which we will form to make a reply. Now let's find transmitter's RFQ RDF file with RFQ data we have received from the EPC contractor and add it to the project. We can explore the file and see many classes and individuals representing required information from the EPC contractor. Information in this form is not easily decipherable and it is not easy to add any new data to this file. So we will prepare a spreadsheet format which will help us to fill the reply data from the manufacturer. With the form file open, return to the editor, make sure the transmitter RFQ file is open in the active panel and go to Extensions, Export Pattern to Microsoft Excel menu. Extension starts and we can select the Excel datasheet and load the mapping from form data mapping JSON file. You can see now rows of the template pattern corresponding to the columns of our Excel spreadsheet. Press Export and wait till the data is filled to the form. Return to the form file and see that all the data from the request for quotation is now exported to some columns with sensible headers, and we can now evaluate the request from EPC contractor. To make work with the form easier, we can make the selection of all the lines in our table. Just make sure that you have selected all the lines to the end and sort them by the line number so that they are logically ordered in the same order we have in the table in the original RFQ. Fill in some reply ID, for example. Then select appropriate model numbers. Select the model numbers from the drop-down list. They are also filled by the adapter during the export, and complete all the remaining entities in the request required. For example, let's put it some price. And select the currency, which is also exported from the classifier, so the adapter forms really a drop-down list to fill it automatically. Let's simulate some changes which may be entered in the manufacturer to the request for quotation reply. For example, some can be made by mistake, or some changes can be made intentionally, changing some values back to the RDF format. To do that, we have to create new data source. Let's call it transmitter RFQ reply. Open this data source and select extensions, build patterns from Microsoft Excel. Select the same form sheet. We see the same pattern already loaded for the import, so we do not need to search for the pattern again, and press import button. Look for the data from the spreadsheet being imported to our new data source. Now we see the data from the original columns, the same columns which are were in the request for the quotation imported. Now we have to import our data which we newly entered into the file which reflects our manufacturer's proposal. So let's choose second mapping, Emerson offer to RDF mapping. You can see that in this mapping only the columns from the fields which we entered new now are mapped to rows of the pattern, and press import again. Close the import panel and save newly created data source. Let's save it to the same folder with RDF extension. Now we can make a comparison. Let's select the original data source and compare it to the reply. We can see changed entities highlighted in blue. For example, here you can see that one of the transmitter is classified now as pump, and here you can see that one property, normal operating pressure, was changed from value 2 to value 4. And you can see a lot of entities highlighted in green, which are reflecting the information which we added to the request for quotation with reply data. Now comparison is satisfactory for us probably. Let's then the EPC contractor to get some information from this file and make some sense from these differences. We can send the RFQ reply to EPC contractor. Thank you, and watch the video showing what EPC contractor is doing on his site by the link from the description of this video.